Well, hi there. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not new here, I'm very thankful that you have stopped in again. If you are new here, my name is Rusty, and this is me channel where I talk about me favorite movies and me favorite music. I do these silly little headbanging videos where I rock out to me favorite songs. I also do reviews and deep dive discussions into my favorite movies, my favorite horror movies and franchises. And it's that time of the month again. Dirty minded. Where I get to do my February update. This is all of the movies that I ordered and received, purchased and received in February of 2022. And as usual, we are going to start with my music. I only got 2 CDs in February, and that is my 2 favorite Trivium albums. If you don't know who Trivium is, you really should. Trivium is a very interesting band to me because they have albums that I absolutely despise. And then they have albums that I absolutely adore and are masterpieces. Now this is because Trivium switches between, I guess, what they call metalcore. I call it screamo. I can't stand screamo. But you know, the screaming vomit vocals is what as offensive as that might be. But, and the point is, though, that I don't mind a little bit. Some nice growls and screams in the middle of a song or partially in a song is fine. But full out nothing but that, I can't, it just does something to me. I can't stand it. And interestingly enough, Trivium, they have entire albums. They've been around for a while. They have entire albums where they went, I guess you would call full screamo. And there's very little melodic singing or regular normal vocals in the entire album. Albums such as Shogun and the one that came after Crusade. I can't think of the name because I don't have them. But then they have albums that are a mix, and those I love. I mean, when they decide to do a mixed album where the song has a little bit of screamo, You Me at Six does that. There's lots of people. Annette Olson does that in her new album. I don't mind a little bit of, a little bit of screamo. But if it's full-blown screamo, I just can't do it. And so I did order the remastered versions of my 2 favorite Trivium albums, which is The Crusade. The Crusade is my favorite Trivium album. Once again, I am way too far from the camera. Trivium, The Crusade, this is a fucking masterpiece. I absolutely love it. And it's what turned me on to them. And yeah, so I got it. And my second favorite album by Trivium is Silence in the Snow, which I love as well. I have got some others ordered that I love, In Waves. I just ordered In Waves, the remastered version of In Waves, and Vengeance Falls. I also want to get What the Dead Men Say, and I think 1 or 2 others. But I will not be getting Shogun, and I will not be getting that other screamo. It's like I said, Trivium is a very interesting group, and that I absolutely love some of their stuff, and then a couple of their albums I just absolutely despise. I'm very disappointed and sad to say that the new album, what is it, the Dragon one? Oh, I was so disappointed when I heard it because they decided, that this was going to be a screamo album. So, they kind of like do it like that, and I was like, oh, it's screamo time. Shit. Well, whatever. Hopefully the next one will be a mixed album, and yeah, so we have to buy what we like, yeah? I mean, we don't want stuff that we don't, so that was the 2 CDs that I got. Trivium, Silence in the Snow, and Trivium Crusade, which is a masterpiece, one of the best metal albums ever made, in my opinion. And my opinion is the only one that counts. To me, anyway. So now we can move on to the movies. I once again cannot see you. I know I've been a little slow lately, and that is because it's spring, which means Florida is heating up in North Florida. So we are having the weather change, and my allergies are doing things to me that should be classified as crimes against humanity. Unfortunately, there's no one for the United Nations to arrest, so I just have to fucking suffer with it. But it is like, can I see? So, we're going to start now. We're going to move on to the movies. I'm going to start with the DVDs. A lot of people are like, hey, DVDs. I'm like, look, you know, there's a lot of movies that you can't get on Blu-ray, period, anyway. And sometimes the price difference is so... DVD is still fine, especially if you play the DVD on a Blu-ray player. It does give you the best picture possible. DVD is fine, and it is sometimes the only way to get a movie, so it's either like have that or nothing at all. But we're going to start that down that road. We have a horror movie called The Shed. What's it say? From the producers of the Saw franchise. And it's about this guy who discovers a vampire-like creature, isn't it? Yeah, it's a vampire-like creature. In a shed, and starts kind of holding it kind of like a mutual relationship where he brings it to people he don't like. I would like to have that shed, actually. So, yeah, The Shed. This is a spaghetti western. I've said before, I love my spaghetti westerns. This is a new spaghetti western called Western Religion, and it's got some supernatural themes in it. I'm going to be doing a video of the last spaghetti western that I watched called Kill or Be Killed. It's a sort of like a horror spaghetti western. The first half is like, okay, it's a really pretty good spaghetti western, independent spaghetti western. But then it turns into this weird supernatural slasher-like thing. I really fucking loved it. But, so this is Western Religion. It's got a supernatural edge to it. It's a spaghetti western. So, yes. This I bought. I bought this because the cover was so fucking cool. It's called Poker Run. And it's one of those exploitation. It's a biker exploitation. But that is a badass little cover. But I mean, I did read it. I read it. What is Reddit? Boy, dang. Anyway, I did read about it, and I'm like, well, that sounds all right. But then, you know, of course, you can't trust International Movie Database or Letterboxd or anything like that, because the trolls are like, I hate everything. It's shit. If it's not got a $50 million budget, it's shit. So I can't never trust them. But I really liked it. It was like $5, brand new, still in the wrapper. And it's called Poker Run, and that is just a badass little, you know, some things just get us sometime, and that's just a badass little slipcover. I'll let you know how it is in a future video, if it's worthy. That just looks so cool. Lenticular. The Reluctant Fundamentalist. It's got Kiefer Sutherland and my baby from Scream. Leave. But I really don't know what it's about. I, of course, like, don't think that I don't like research these movies. I research them before that I buy them, but then sometimes when I've got them, I'm like, why did I buy that? And I have to go about, but I have to trust myself. You have to trust yourself. If you bought a movie, I know I researched it, I know I read the synopsis, I know I read reviews or whatever, and if I felt okay to buy it when I bought it, then I have to trust that I knew what the fuck I was doing when I did it. So, The Reluctant Fundamentalist. We'll see. This is a couple of old spaghetti westerns. These are classic spaghetti westerns. The Ruthless Four, and Border Shootout. It's a double feature, and I like modern spaghetti westerns. I also like classic spaghetti westerns. The Ruthless Four, which is the one I bought it for. This was a screw up. Um, it's called Vanishing on 7th Street. And, I really like Hayden Christensen. And I like, you know, Miss Chi-Chi from... Sorry, baby. You will... John Louis Gazzamo, however you say it. Leguizamo. But you will always be Miss Chi-Chi from Tu Wong Fu. I don't care how many movies you do. I cannot see him without seeing Miss Chi-Chi. But, and the chick from, what's her name? Tandy? But she's from the Time Machine with Guy Pearce. But this is a really good movie, and I really, really liked it. And I grabbed it when I was looking, only to realize I had the motherfucker sitting right over there. So for the first time in quite a long time, I accidentally rebought a movie that I had. I've got a DVD library on my computer, and I usually check it, because I've got 1,700 movies. So I will go, I don't know, you better check and see if you got it or not. I didn't, and I did, and now. So it goes into the giveaway box. Beelzebooth, which is like a possession horror movie type religious elements. It says it's a Shudder original. I don't have Shudder because I refuse to play this 50 different streaming services game. I'm not going to do it. If they release it, if they want my money, release it on DVD or Blu-ray and I'll give you my money. But I'm not paying 50 different streaming services, okay? I'm not going to do it. So we got Beelzebooth. It's got Tobin Bell from Saw. Yes. Okay. Cupid, which is a little Valentine horror movie, which I did a video on. If you want to go back and look at it, I really liked it. I love the creature in it, and I did a nice little deep dive into this little indie horror movie for Valentine's Day. The Dark and the Wicked. Is that another Shudder original or something? I don't pay attention to these things. But it's from the people who made The Strangers. So I heard it was really good. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. So I was like, alright, I want that. So it went on my wish list, and as soon as I found it, I got it. Oh, Tara Reid. I don't care. It's probably cheesy, but it's called Art of the Dead. And once again, I watched the trailer, I read about it, I researched it, and of course, like most horror movies, it's got a 3 or 4, maybe a 5 on International Movie Database, because they hate everything horror, assholes. But, couch trolls, it seems like they're paid by somebody to just sit and smash every horror movie that comes out. It's ridiculous. But Art of the Dead, it's an anthology about a bunch of paintings and cursed paintings, and so each painting is a story. So yeah, and it's got Miss B movie herself, Tara Reid, in it. Uncanny. Now, if you've never heard about or seen Uncanny, I absolutely love this movie. This movie is sort of a male version of Ex Machina, okay? It's about a reporter who goes and interviews, it's not the same setup as Ex Machina, but you have the person. In Ex Machina, it was the little computer programmer who won the contest to get to go to the gigantic head of the company. And in this movie, it's a reporter who goes to interview the creator of this android. And so you have a male android instead of a female android. And she goes to interview this creator of this android, and things go off the rails and do not end up well, and there's a really cool twist to it. So I like it just as much as I like Ex Machina. It's not the exact same story, but it is, of a similar vein. It's about a creator of an android that doesn't turn out well. So it's called Uncanny. This is one of my favorite. This is actually, isn't my favorite. It's sort of tied for my favorite. This is a classic movie. It's Joan Crawford and Mildred Pierce. Mildred Pierce and Rain are my two favorite Joan Crawford movies ever. I absolutely adore this movie, and I'm glad to have it on some kind of physical media. So I found the DVD of Mildred Pierce. Badass movie. And what is this? The Chucky ripoff that I heard about called Robert the Doll. I found the 3-movie collection. I know it's super indie. I know it's super low budget. But support indie films. Support indie horror. You know how much I love indie films. So, yes, it's a Chucky ripoff, and it'll probably, but it's got all 3 of the first 3 Robert movies. Robert the Doll, The Curse of Robbie, and Robert and the Toy Maker. The Curse of Robbie? Who's Robbie? But, well, you could call him Robbie, yeah. Chucky, Robbie. That works. But yeah, it's got Robert the Doll, it's got The Curse of Robert, and it's got Robert and the Toy Maker. So it's got the first 3 Robert movies. All on one disc. Is it one disc? It better not be one disc. No. Okay, 2 of them are on one disc, and one of them is on the other. So that's okay. You know me, and messing with movies that have too many copies, it's very bad transfers. If you can get more than 2 movies on a DVD, you got shitty transfers. But yeah, so the Robert the Doll trilogy. And that's it for the DVDs. So what can we do now? Blu-rays. After watching a channel that I like called Grande's Graveyard, he did the Cloverfield thing, and it kind of made me go, well, I did have the DVD, because the Cloverfield, it made me nauseous like it did a lot of people. Either that movie makes you sick or it doesn't. But I had never bothered to get anything but the 10 Cloverfield Lane DVD, which I loved. So I upgraded the 10 Cloverfield Lane to Blu-ray, and I got the original Cloverfield. And although the third one hasn't come, the Cloverfield Paradox, it is coming, so it will be in March's update. So yes, we got Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. I finished up my Terminator collection by finally getting Genesis, upgrading my DVD to Blu-ray. So we have Terminator Genesis. Now I have all of the Terminators on Blu-ray. I have been replacing my favorite Tom Cruise movies. I do like Tom Cruise. I don't care. I do like Tom Cruise. The movies that I like by him, I really, really love. The movies that I hate by him, I really, really hate. He's been around a long time. He's done a lot of movies. Just to show you I'm not some fanboy or anything, I actually despise quite a few of his movies. I don't know about quite a few. I think I love more than I hate. But I hate Top Gun. I do not like Top Gun. I hate that movie. I hate Cocktail. I hate Jerry Maguire. I hate Days of Thunder. And I hate... Do I hate it? Or just don't give a shit about it? Like his first Risky Business. I can't stand it. I really don't like it. So there's, there's some big movies right there, and I do not own them, and I can't stand them, and I don't want them. But I love Magnolia, and I love Eyes Wide Shut. I just, I like a lot of Tom Cruise movies, so I have a bunch. I have upgraded two of my Mission Impossibles. We've got Rogue Nation. I love the Mission Impossible series. So we have Rogue Nation. And we have Ghost Protocol. So that's two more of my Tom Cruise movies that I've upgraded to Blu-ray. And I have, I was going to get it. Let me get it and show it to you. Okay. Now I have to readjust my shirt because being a skate punk, I always buy my shirts like 3 sizes too big. So, I already had this movie on DVD. I got the special collector's director's cut edition of Legend by Tom Cruise, with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. And this is the special art card collector's edition, so it will not be given away. But yeah, I really like that. It's got this beautiful special pop art cover. But I replaced it or upgraded it with Blu-ray because Legend is a beautiful movie and I can't wait to see it on Blu-ray. So I will have a DVD, the special collectors. I mean, if this was just the regular DVD, I would probably put it in the giveaway box. But because it's the special rare art card edition, I'll keep it. And Legend, the Blu-ray. So there's 3 Tom Cruise movies that I've upgraded. I was so excited to get this. If you have never seen Moon with Sam Rockwell, tour de force, Kevin Spacey plays his little android friend that takes care of him. But Moon with Sam Rockwell is a phenomenal sci-fi movie. I love it. I love everything about this movie. Sam Rockwell was absolutely phenomenal. He should have got an Oscar for this movie. I finally got the very expensive, but the director's cut of Clive Barker's Nightbreed. I've been wanting this for a while, and now I finally have it. So yes, I love Nightbreed. I hated what the studio did to the original, so I can't wait. I'm glad to have the director's cut of Nightbreed. I upgraded my DVD of the 1970s, the disaster movies. I love my disaster movies. The Towering Inferno and the airport movies and the Poseidon Adventure and all of that kind of stuff. I really do love 70s disaster movies. And I have the DVD for Charlton Heston's Earthquake. And you get to see Pam Ewing from Dallas with an afro. It's amazing. What's her name? Victoria Principal. It's got Ava Gardner and all kind of stuff in it. But I absolutely love the disaster movie. Genevieve Bujold, she's in it as well. So I've got the the Blu-ray now for Earthquake. I upgraded my DVD. And this is another upgrade. I always tell you when I'm upgrading. So I had the original King Kong, but I wanted to upgrade it because it's a beautiful movie. So I upgraded to the Ultimate Edition with Director's Cut, Extended Director's Cut of King Kong. Yes. I think it's one of the few movies I like Jack Black in. I know that's a crime, it's a sin. Who doesn't like Jack Black? But aside from the second, I Know What You Did Last Summer, what is it? I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm just not a big Jack Black fan. I've I've never really liked him that much, but I do love him in King Kong, and I love him in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Another upgrade, I upgraded the Cowboys and Aliens, Daniel Craig. I upgraded that because this is the only way to get the director's cut, the extended edition. So, yep. I want to do a contest, but I don't know how to do contests. I would like to do a contest because my giveaway box of really nice, pristinely kept by a fanatic collector of Blu-ray DVDs that I have replaced and all, they go into the giveaway box, and it's starting to fill up. Another 70s phenomenon. This is a masterpiece. It is the Andromeda Strain. So I love this movie ever since I was a little kid. Why this movie scares the hell out of people, I don't know. Why it scared the hell out of me, I don't know. But, it's like, well, that's not a horror movie. It's like a really low-key, what they call hard science fiction. And I'm like, then why the fuck does it scare the shit out of people? It's quiet, it's calm, there's not a lot of action. And yet this movie just has you, like, having an anxiety attack by the time the movie's over. And that's horror to me. But yeah, the Andromeda Strain, the original, I absolutely love it. Moving on. Our second little stack. Guess who dies at the end? His name is John. John dies at the end. I heard this was very good. It was suggested to me. So I think I'll like it after reading about it and looking at the synopsis. So I got it on Blu-ray. John dies at the end. Filth. This is gonna be funny. I can already tell it's gonna be funny. First of all, it's done by the guy who done Trainspotting, which is one of my favorite movies. But James McAvoy and Filth, the trailer was just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, we have Filth. I can't wait to see that. I upgraded my DVD of The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss because that's gonna look good on Blu-ray, yeah. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to have that. That is an upgrade. Hard Target 2, I guess this is a 20 years later sequel to the original Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was difficult. I don't really like him, but it's probably why I can't say his name correctly. But it doesn't have him in it, but it's Hard Target 2. I like me action movies, so yeah, that's a little Blu-ray I picked up. Hard Target 2. So I think it's going to be good. This is a replacement. Taking Woodstock. I love Taking Woodstock. I have the DVD, which is now in the giveaway box, because I have upgraded it to Blu-ray. If you've never seen Taking Woodstock, it's a fantastic little movie. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy to have it. I'm trying so hard to avoid the glare. Where's that glare coming from anyway? I've got everything covered up. Taking Woodstock. Yay! Oh yes. We have Matt Damon in the 4K of The Martian. I did not know that there was an extended director's cut. And the second that I saw it, I had it purchased and on the way in like 15 minutes after I found out. I was like straight to eBay, straight to the first one I could find. So I got the 4K of The Martian extended edition. It's one of my favorite movies. I've probably seen. This isn't an upgrade though. I think I downloaded the movie and I forgot and I never got around to going and actually purchasing it. because I thought I had it, and then when I looked up in my library, I did not have it. So I'm like, oh my god, you never like supported the Martian? Okay. Well, I did now because I got the Blu-ray, the 4K Blu-ray plus regular Blu-ray plus digital code. What's this? London Has Fallen. I like the first one. I like this one. I like the new one too. It's a cool action movie. London Has Fallen on Blu-ray. You know? So yes. See, I'm diversified. I'm not all horror. I'm just mostly horror. Now this is a movie I had never heard of. And it's called The Toll. I guess it's subtitled The Toll That Everyone Eventually Pays. The trailer looked phenomenal, and it really piqued my interest, and so I ran and grabbed it. You know, I bought it. Blu-ray plus digital, The Toll, and all of these have been brand new. They're not that cheap. I mean, I'm poor, so I know how to shop. So The Toll That Everyone Eventually Pays. And it looks really good. I can't wait to see that and probably do a video on it. Can you imagine if I'm ever able to do videos on all the shit that I've got? Yeah. Okay. This one is kind of like a double buy, but not really. I wanted this movie, but it also came on a triple feature that also has this movie. So what I wanted was this movie called Terror Trap. Right there. So I wanted this movie called Terror Trap. And this is the only thing I could find it on. And so it's got two other movies. Scar I had never heard of. And Midnight Movie I had heard of because I had just bought it. So it's sort of like I've got it in two places now, but Terror Trap is what I bought this for, this triple feature Blu-ray, because I had just bought the actual Blu-ray for Midnight Movie for my slasher collection. So yeah, we have Scar, Terror Trap, and Midnight Movie on this triple feature, and then we have Midnight Movie of its own and its own little Blu-ray. So I guess I'll always have that one. Yeah, I finished up Jarhead if you remember from my last, or if you go and look at my last one. I think the dude that I bought, I told this little story about how he had disappeared, and so it didn't come last month. Instead, eBay refunded me and I bought it elsewhere. And I felt really bad because I think the dude died based on all the evidence that I could see. So that was kind of sad. But Jarhead 3 unrated, The Siege. So now I have all of the Jarhead movies. It's funny that I like to watch Jarheads, but I wouldn't date one. I just like war movies, I guess. So Jarhead 3. Another war movie that I was interested in called Act of Valor. Supposedly, it's written by a real movie writer and filmed, of course, very well. But it's like, I think the little catch with this movie was that they actually had active duty Navy SEALs that they went and like looked until they found enough of them to make a movie. So the actors at the time this was filmed were active duty. They're not actors. They're active duty Navy SEALs who agreed to attempt to act in a war movie. And from what everybody said, they chose the ones that had at least a little acting ability. Because it turned out very well, so I wanted it, and I think I'll enjoy it. But it's interesting that all of the actors who play the squad are actually really Navy SEALs. Classic slasher, killer movie to add to my horror slasher collection. I'm always looking for a slasher that I missed, okay? And I didn't, this one went under my radar. So now I have it on the Blu-ray. Killer movie, slasher. Paranormal, Under the Bed on Blu-ray. So, as I said, I always research. I mean, I guess people might think that I just go and look through eBay and just like go, oh, let me grab a bunch of stuff. I'm poor. I don't do that. I'm just obsessed with buying movies and music. But I do only buy what I want. I do, I don't just see something and go and grab it for the sake of, oh, that's $5, let me grab it. I actually do go to International Movie Database and to Wikipedia, and I always forget Letterboxd. But I go and I look at them, I look at trailers on YouTube, I listen to what other people say and dismiss most of it. But, so yeah, Under the Bed, I liked the storyline, and I'm sure I will like it. I'm easy to please. Okay, I did upgrade. I have this DVD, but I upgraded to Blu-ray because who the hell doesn't want Blade Runner the final cut on Blu-ray? That is going to be beautiful. I know it. So I upgraded my DVD of the final cut to the Blu-ray of the final cut of Blade Runner. And when I review it, I'm going to do like that black thing across my eyes like Pris has in the movie. I even bought this stuff to do it. So I'm going to look like a freak from hell. I'm going to look like one of those androids, replicants. But yeah, Blade Runner. I still have to get I've got the DVD for 2024 or 2049. But I don't know why some of these Blu-rays get so expensive. And finally, the last one for February is Monster Party. I really liked the trailer for it, Monster Party, and it's supposed to be a badass little trip. I kind of think of it as like The Rental or something gone crazy. So yeah, Monster Party on Blu-ray, and that does it. That, if you tuned in late, you just have to go back and look. So we have what, another 30? Yeah, probably about another 30 to add to my huge collection. And I am so glad that you stopped by. I will see you in March, which I've got some really special stuff coming in March. I found some steel books. I've only got 2 steel books, and I'll and I'll talk about this in the March video. But I've only got 2 steel books. I've just never really paid attention to steel books. I mean, they're just steel books. They're just steel cases, and not a lot of them come with anything in it, really special. It's not like they have posters or T-shirts or, I mean, some of them do, but they're just in a steel case. But I didn't pay really too much attention. But I do have the steel book of Psycho, the original Psycho, and I do have the steel book Pitch Black. And so they both kind of made me, I was like, well, these are neat, even though they don't have like a lot of interesting stuff in them other than, a 4K Blu-ray. It's still, they were kind of neat. So I did find, I accidentally looking for something. I'm trying to not give it away. I was looking for something that I have a DVD of, and I wanted it on Blu-ray. So I was looking for it, and I found the steelbook of it for less than the regular Blu-ray. So I ended up going to that particular store, and I guess they specialize in steelbooks, like buying them in bulk from like Best Buy and stuff. Those Best Buy and Walmart and Target exclusive steelbooks and stuff. I think this place like buys them by bulk, you know, from those places, so they sell them at reasonable prices. And by reasonable, I mean a steel book between 10 and 20 books. And so I ended up getting 3 fantastic steel books that will be in my March update and some other neat stuff. So yeah, I'm so glad that you stopped by and spent a little time with me. I will see you in the next movie review and or silly headbanging video that I do. Like I said, I've been a little slow. This transition into spring. So, well, what am I talking about? Florida doesn't have a spring and Florida doesn't have a fall. We got 100-degree weather and we're stifling to death, and then all of a sudden it changes and goes up and down, and we're freezing to death, and then we're burning up, and then we're freezing to death. Florida has 2 seasons, and I think a lot of the country is getting that way too with climate change. We have summer and we have winter, and there's very little in between. And so I have been slow, but I am feeling better now that it's warming up and I don't have to run heaters and stuff like that. So we'll get back to some good stuff. Although I did just go on a rockathon, but I will watch some movies, get some reviews out, and I will see you folks later. Always remember, you, like me, are a very, very special person. You are the only one of you, and don't never let anyone or anything convince you otherwise. Do what you want to, be who you are, and don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. And yeah, so always remember that no matter what anyone is saying to you or anyone is doing to you, you are a very special person. And I am very, very glad that you are here. If nobody loves you, I do, and I don't even know who you are. But I will see you in the next video. Keep screaming when appropriate, and keep rocking very, very hard. And I am very glad that you stopped by. Leave a like, comment, tell me what you think about any of the movies. Do you have any of these? Do you have any of these? What did you think about them? Any of those that wasn't an upgrade for me? Am I going to like it? Am I going to hate it? Did you see anything that you had not heard of? What did you think about the extended version of The Martian? I haven't watched it yet. And I will talk to you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. See you in the next one. I don't want to leave, but I gotta leave, because it's going to be so long. What is it? 43 minutes already. I just like to talk. People say I should go live, but then I panic. I have panic attacks when I go live. I just can't do it. Fuck it. I just leave my bloopers in. Love you, miss you, bye.